¿Qué tal, YouTube? Aquí habla su abogado Ray Ibarra Maldonado. Got a great question. How can a DACA recipient, through marriage to a U.S. citizen, get a green card without leaving the country? Insert cool music here. And here comes the answer. All right. If you are a DACA recipient and you're married to a U.S. citizen, an attorney may have told you, we can help you out, but you have to leave the country. That freaks everybody out, terrifies. Oh my gosh, I have to leave the country. I'm never going to come back. Are we 100% in our office getting people back from Ciudad Juarez or Consular Processing in other countries? Yes, we are. So make sure you use a good, reputable attorney in the first place. But the answer to your question of how to do it in the country is here. Right. If you want to do the adjustment of status in Phoenix, if you live in Phoenix, or LA if you live in LA, versus going outside of the country, the first way to do it is if you have a legal entry. So if you originally came in with what's popularly called a tourist visa, B1, B2 visa, you presented at the port of entry, you were a little baby, you got that cute little baby photo, that is a legal entry. That allows you to do adjustment of status here in the United States. Now, if you didn't have that benefit, if you completely lost it and we do FOIAs and we can't come back, we don't get any proof of it, then how else can you do it here in the country without having to leave? The number 2 way to do it is if you use your DACA and leave under advanced parole. Right? And this is subject to change. I'm talking right now about 2021. There's some legal arguments that could come out differently, but as of now, when you leave the country and come back on advanced parole, education, humanitarian, business reasons, I got other videos on that, you have a legal entry in which you can adjust status without having to leave the country. So far, let's recap. We got legal entry, we have advanced parole. Those are the two main ways. How else could we do it? If you happen to be what's called 245I, 245I, you pay a $1,000 penalty if there was a petition put for you or you were the direct beneficiary on a petition that maybe was put forward by your parents, by one of their brothers and sisters before April 30th of 2001. This one gets a little bit trickier, right? It's a little bit trickier analyzing. Sometimes you'll go to someone, they'll say, you're 245I, and we look into it more and you're not really 245I, but definitely worth looking into if there's a petition before 2001 for you or your parents, all right? Number 4 way to do it here in the country. This is a crazy one. This one, you're not really going to want to push it on your spouse. But if they want to enter the military for you, they're saying, I love you so much and I'm so afraid of you going to Ciudad Juarez, which you shouldn't be afraid of, honestly. If you use a good, reputable attorney and they screen you well, you shouldn't be afraid to go. But that's, the number 1 question. Then if they enter the military, you can get military parole in place. That counts as a legal entry. My pleasure. Asked for the video. I said, I'm going. Let's hear your question on your DACA application. Go for it. Go ahead and throw it down. I'll do my best to answer it because I got to recap this in Espanol, but throw on that question as well. All right. So that's the ways DACA recipients to do it in the country without leaving. But again, I'll hit you over your head and say, call that number below, 602-910-4040, and we'll do the consular processing and we'll get you back home. Can't promise, can't make guarantees, get my license taken away. I can't say past results equal future results, but that's why you go to a reputable attorney to screen you well, to make sure you'll be able to come back if you can't use one of the options I talked about. Okay, so en español, y como siempre pongo sus preguntas abajo, ¿cómo puedo arreglar aquí dentro del país sin salir a México, su país de origen? Si tienes DACA, estás casado con un ciudadano americano. Primero, si tienes entrada legal. Si entró con visa turística, ahí le puede poner que usted tiene su entrada legal con la prueba de su visa, el foto de usted como bebé. Eso es manera de hacerlo aquí en el país. Si no entró con visa turística, puede salir del país con advance parole con su DACA por razones de educación, humanitarias o de negocio, y la ley es como ahorita, si regresas, es entrada legal que puede usar para arreglar aquí. Número 3, si no tiene uno de esos dos, si alguien puso una aplicación para usted o sus papás antes de 2001, posiblemente usted califica por la ley 245I, pagando una multa y usted puede arreglar aquí dentro del país. Es más complicado. Si debemos analizar bien para estar seguro que usted califica. Hay razones porque usted puede pensar que es elegible, pero no es, pero por eso debe consultar con un abogado con buena reputación. Otro camino que usted lo puede hacerlo aquí dentro del país en vez de salir, si no tiene entrada legal, es que si su esposo o esposa entra al ejército. Posiblemente puede pedir parole in place, military parole in place, para que usted no tiene que salir del país. Pero al fin de día, no debe tener tanto miedo de ir a Ciudad Juárez si su caso está bien analizado. Es fácil para mí para decir, pero voy a ser honesto, como siempre. Si recibe llamadas con frecuencia de personas en Juárez diciendo, abogado, me dijeron que iba a estar bien, me negaron, dijeron que no puedo aplicar por 10 años o que estoy castigado por vida. Si vas con alguien que no tiene mucha experiencia en migración, si no revisa su caso muy bien, sí es posible que lo pueda negar. Y yo puedo hacer otro video, las razones principales por qué lo niegan en Juárez. Si usted quiere ser notificado de eso o quiere video de eso, pon en los comentarios para que yo lo pueda hacer otro video. ¿Okay? Esas son las maneras de arreglar aquí dentro del país si es DACA, casado con ciudadano americano, si no quiere salir a Juárez, pero otra vez, no tener miedo ir a Juárez si su caso está bien analizado con un abogado de experiencia. Okay? All right, the DACA question. So if I arrive with my mother with a visa and have been here on overstay visa, is that bad? No, negative. Negative, that is good as far as adjustment of status. So if you overstayed a visa, that still counts as a legal entry. If you were to marry a U.S. citizen, you wouldn't have to leave the country to adjust status. That's the benefit of it. But that doesn't make it any worse if you came in without inspection or if you overstayed. It's the same being without status once that visa expired, but it by no ways is a negative thing. On your DACA application, you do want to put whatever the information is on that visa. They'll ask for the number, they'll ask for your date of entry, your port of entry. You want to put all that information down as best as you can remember, because anything you put on the DACA application is going to stay in what's called your A file forever. So as good, and I've been in courts before where a simple application filed 20 years earlier didn't say the truth and resulted in the win not being able to happen 20 years later. So you want to do the extra work and find out as best as you can what port of entry, about when, if you have the card number, because that could help you big time in the future. DACA-wise, if you enter without inspection or with a visa, either way, you're going to get approved. But for the future, do everything right. Takes more time, takes more research, but do it right. All right? And how long the applications take to get processed. We've gotten approvals already for applications that we sent off in late December. Used to be much faster, but we possibly could get some in 3 months. On the new initial applications, do have some that have been pending longer than that haven't been approved yet, but it is possible to get a response back very quickly. All right? There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Si no está viendo en vivo, de todos modos, ponga sus comentarios abajo. Please subscribe to the channel. Give me a like always. Drop down a question, but most importantly, go hit that subscribe button. Trying to grow the YouTube. That's my mission in 2021, so help me out. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day.